Absolutely. Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to
Comes a lot from single
First of all,
parents.
Statistically, 90%.
As well.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Statistically, 90% of men do not tolerate or appreciate emasculation.
Exactly.
Correct.
And if you can understand with gender roles, and I'm talking about your, I don't want to curse, but your F boys will do that, okay? Because I'm sure you ladies have been, you've met a plethora, and we understand that.
I like that word.
But you know, the thing about it as well is that everything is perspective, right? If I walk a mile in your shoes, right, Lisa, and you walk a mile in my shoes, then we can understand each other's journey. Men also, believe it or not, we come across F women. Now we need to discuss what an F woman is instead of the traditional understanding of what an F boy is.
Right.
Okay. Now, one thing that's interesting that you said was, and Sharon, kudos to you 100%. You understand that there are gender roles that need to be analyzed. To properly assess those gender roles, you have to understand what you're willing to take and what you're willing to dish and what you're not willing to accept, right? So, part of the notion is to try to figure out, if I'm gonna deal with somebody and I understand the value of them, their culture, what they represent, you know, the 3 C's that they can offer you, if you know what the 3 C's are.
Enlighten us.
3 C's are commitment, chemistry, and connection. If you can understand those 3 things with a person, it'll be more of a pleasant sobriety with that individual. But you still have to first figure that out. Men love to be alpha by nature. Okay? But there is a way of being an alpha individual with respect to the value of a woman. A mature man will understand that, not an F boy, right? And people, if your viewers don't know what an F boy is, boy, okay? So, what's interesting is that you have to collectively put yourself in this mind state with the individual to understand if that person respects and value, then they're going to preserve your dignity. And part of preserving your dignity is how you communicate with each other. So, let's explore how we communicate with each other. Let's understand that there is a journey that a woman walks that a man might not understand fully to 100%. And there's one that a man walks that a woman won't. And it's all right if you don't understand it.
And see,
but you need to bridge the gap to understand how we can communicate with each other to still explore each other's likeness and not offend.
A lot of that deals with relationships, which that's not this. We're talking about men who are not committed to women. You meet a woman, you go to the mall, you meet a woman, you call her up, you want to have sex. It is what it is. You're not on that level yet. Everything you're saying is tried and true. But that's when you get to that next level. We're talking about why can't we get to that level? Why am I always stuck right here? Why do I always get to step A and I never get to B? What's the problem?
Are you insinuating that there's a discrepancy? I'm sorry, just one thing I gotta get out. Are you insinuating that there's a discrepancy between the way men yearn for women as opposed to women yearn for men? Now,
yes, and I want you to hold every single thought you got, because when we go into part 2, you can divulge there.
absolutely.
Yeah, because that's good stuff. But I still want you to
Can I say one thing?
keep it real with the women.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Okay. When you meet a person, okay, and you get to a certain stage where maturity comes into play, okay, you're in your mid-30s, okay, you look past the physical appearance.
Right.
You look past the chemistry, okay, you look past the sex and everything like that. Then you get down to the nitty-gritty, which is your family background. Very, very important, okay, family history. You get into your parents. Were you raised by a single parent? Were your parents married? What's the history surrounding that, okay? What kind of trauma you went through in your adolescent years as well. And were you able to rehabilitate yourself? Did you go to counseling, okay? Because we all have emotional trauma at one point that we have gone through, and how did we rehabilitate ourselves? Okay, you get past that. Then there's careers, okay, and do we sync up where our careers are concerned? So there's many different levels to a relationship that you have to go through, and then there is social media on top of that with the instant gratification and all those things. So there's like so many things to discuss where all of this is concerned.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
That just sounds like a lot of work if you ask me. I'm not gonna lie to you, because the thing is, like, at the end of the day, a relationship is not necessarily supposed to be deemed as work per se. Like, when you think about a relationship, it's granted, yeah, it's gonna take some time to develop, but I
With
just
all
feel
due
like,
respect, my brother, I don't agree. I think relationships is work, and it is because with work gives purpose, and with purpose gives birth value. So if you want to have value for your woman, you have to understand to know how to learn what are her, as you said, ups and what her downs are. But a man wants that in retrospect. Can we sit here as men and say it's going to be easy to? I mean, okay, let's put it this way. We all have a past, and I'm speaking to my fellow brothers here. We all have a past where we've dealt with a number of women. I'm not asking for your rap sheet, it doesn't matter, right? Out of those women that you've dealt with, which ones had similar emotional baggage or emotional issues that you can say, I see that in her and I see that in her. And you can't differentiate it because it all comes, it's all linked in some way. You know what I'm saying? Then you start saying to yourself, man, all women are the same.
no, I feel you,
Then
but
women say the same thing about men because you're finding the same type of men that have the same emotional baggage that they cannot escape.
and I can understand what you're saying, but I feel like you have to look at the difference between, like, when you're thinking about work, the word work per se, work and career is two different things. Work is work. Work makes you feel like you actually are bending your back, breaking your back to do something. A career is something that it comes with ease. When you think about a relationship, I mean, granted, it has its ups and downs, but it's supposed to come with more ease. When you're digging so deep for something, it feels like you're looking for a problem. You're looking for a reason to not be into something.
It should
Show-
be authentic.
Exactly.
Show me that relationship.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I want. If I could find that, show me that relationship.
That's another segment. This is great behind the scenes conversation, which I live for. I'm gonna dig into each and everybody's mind. Just you stay right there. Okay. It's your favorite blogger and only crazy coach, and I know you like what you just saw. Please like, subscribe, and share. Go on over to Creative Magazine Inc.